Have a good day. Say hi, look. High five.
Autism is a lifelong neurodevelopmental disability that affects millions of families around the world. My family is just one example. My brother Robert is severely autistic, and every day is a challenge. This is our story. This is Robert's story.
Robert is severely autistic. He was born on the 11th of May 1996. He's a lovable, kind, unique individual.
He's a very happy child. His smile sometimes, and sometimes he has a look in his eye and his eyes just gleam when he's happy, and it just lights you up.
The most important thing in his life is routine. He just would be a very highly anxious and aggressive young man if he didn't have his routine in place from the minute he wakes up till the minute he goes to sleep. 2 years before Robert was due to leave Saplings, when he was age 16, I contacted the relevant people who deal with school leavers in the Midlands, and I explained the situation, his needs and his issues, and they said basically there wouldn't be a problem, it would happen. And so it began the process of nearly 2 years of meetings, closed doors, open doors. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and nothing was done. Robert left Saplings on the 26th of June and nothing was in place. So he basically went from full-time school placement, respite, share break, to nothing. Absolutely nothing. For me, it was the worst 9 months, I think, of my life and Robert's life. Both our anxieties went sky high. I was feeding off his anxiety, he was feeding off my anxiety. And the anxiety increased, the aggression increased.
He hits himself. And if you get in, he hits himself very forcibly. He's giving himself black eyes. It's hard to stand back and watch him doing it and not go in close, because you know you're going to get hurt. And we're not getting any younger. It's heartbreaking, because you don't know why he's doing it. You can't explain to you why he's sad, why he's upset. It's just heartbreaking to watch him doing it.
The most emotion I've ever seen, and I don't want to, the most emotion, tears, sobbing, heartbreaking, and we couldn't figure out what was causing it. And he just was saying, sad. He wrote on a piece of paper, sad. The cruelty of it is he's the classic tall, dark, handsome young lad. But realistically, I faced this a long time ago, he is never going to work independently. They can bring him to a workshop and maybe get him to do something for an hour. He's not going to get married. He's not going to have children, which is very hard to take. But that's the truth, and that's the realness of autism, or the thief, as I call it. That has stolen a future from him. It has, and that's the bottom line. When his sister Sarah went to live in England, I didn't think it would have a huge effect on him, but it had a huge effect. That's when we really noticed the level of his anxiety and rituals and aggression increased.
He has a calendar, and he would have penciled in every date that Sarah would be coming back for a visit, and every day he would bring you to that camera before he went to bed and point Sarah that date.
Since his sister Sarah went, he still has a relationship with her, even though he doesn't see her for 6 months. And his relationship with his brother, well, he's his only friend he has.
Him and Dean are so close in age that they grew up together, and they're like peas in a pod.
He's got a real sense of humour if you look closely at the sneaky little things he does. At night time he's allowed to have 4 crackers, and if I'm a tiny bit distracted watching the telly and I don't come in immediately to see what he's doing, he'll be hiding 2 more. I'll say, how many have you got? He'd say 4, but he'll have 2 hid, and he'd chuckle and laugh, and I'd say 4 crackers, not 6.
It's really hard. I don't see him having a normal 9 to 5 life ever. I think he's always going to be with us until we're not able to look after him anymore.
And that's when it gets really scary. Where does he go? Who looks after him? Who would have the patience and the time to put into him one-to-one care till whatever age he lives till? That's the real scary part.
But look, we deal with it one day at a time. He's happy now. He's starting to get a service. We'll work on it from here. We deal with things as problems come along, we'll deal with them. As long as we're able.